Hi, I'm Leon Joseph Littlebird, and this is Lisa Ann White. We're the Duende Duette. We're excited to play some music for you. We're going to start off with a song that we love called Taos Nights. This is a song that came to Lisa and I spontaneously while we were drinking tequila on the beach in Isla Holbox. The whole title is The Sacred Dreaming Tree of Isla Holbox, but we like to call it Holbox Dream. Recently, a lot of us had a little extra time on our hands, and I spent that writing a lot of new tunes. And this one is called Riding Out the Storm, and it's Lisa's favorite new song that I wrote. So we're happy to play it for you. Times get tough, you've had enough. The weather's bad, the road is getting rough. No friends can keep you safe from harm. Only the fire in your soul can keep you warm. While you are riding out the storm.
And I remember days things went my way. It's been so long, all those memories fade away. Can't find the sunshine that used to light my way. Looking for better days around the heart, while I am riding out the storm.
No crystal ball we can look into, no fortune teller to show the way. As we stumble through the darkness, like some forgotten castaways, looking ahead for better days. I tell myself this too shall pass. Even the worst times do not last.
Reach down inside where truth is warm. We'll get to wear a crown of thorns while we are riding out the storm.
No crystal ball we can look into, no fortune teller to show the way. As we stumble through the darkness, like some forgotten castaways, looking ahead for better days, looking ahead for better days, looking ahead for better days. In the last few years, we've lost three of my very favorite singer-songwriters and poets, Leonard Cohen, Tom Petty, and John Prine. And this is a song that I wrote as an homage to honor the three of them and the influences they've had on my music and our lives. And what I did was use 8 song titles from each of them for each verse that's dedicated to the different singer-songwriter to compose the lyrics. So this is out of great gratitude and respect for three of my heroes. It's called Words of Truth. introduced me to Suzanne as we said so long, Marianne. That's no way to say goodbye to a bird on a wire. In my famous blue raincoat in the Chelsea Hotel, Sisters of Mercy sang hallelujah in a choir. His voice and lyrics were my anthem. Long before I ever knew that I'd be walking in the footsteps of his music and words of truth. Just a face in the crowd, you don't know how it feels until you are free falling and learning how to fly. I won't back down, running down a dream. Among the wild flowers, it is good to be king. His voice and lyrics were my anthem. Long before I ever knew that I'd be walking in the footsteps of his music and words of truth. Oh, an angel from Montgomery flew me up to paradise, introduced me to Sam Stone with an illegal smile. And I had a Spanish pipe dream about Jesus in the missing years. When I get to heaven, I will say hello in there. His voice and lyrics were my anthem. Long before I ever knew that I'd be walking in the footsteps of his music and words of truth. The stage is empty now, their guitars are in the cases. The harmony of silence reminds us they're gone. The emptiness in poetry is full of vacant spaces, filled by the memories of Leonard, Tom, and John. Their voices and lyrics were my anthem. Long before I ever knew that we'd be walking in the footsteps of their music and words of truth, of truth.
Okay. So this is a song that Leon and I wrote together, and it's about my home state, Virginia. And in the summers when I was a little girl, I used to spend time on Afton Mountain, and this song is just about some of those memories. to sit up on the mountain and watch the cars below drive a road that's long forgotten. Where they've gone I'll never know. Summer nights and starlight, diamond showers cross the sky. Full moons count the passage of time. Funny how the days just pass you by. In Virginia, in Virginia, in Virginia. See the James River rolling as the dogwood bends her bow. The summer days are reaching into my heart somehow. In Virginia, in Virginia, in Virginia. In the journeys I have taken and all the places I have roamed, it doesn't matter where I wander, the Blue Ridge will always be my home. In Virginia, in Virginia, in Virginia. A sea of monarchs flowing as summer ends its song. The autumn days are coming and their colors make me strong. In Virginia, in Virginia, in Virginia, in Virginia.
I wrote this song the day after I met the lovely Lisa Ann White because the earth moved and Silverthorn Mountain, which you can see from my front deck, had a geological event where the front half of the rock slid, tons of rock, and exposed a beautiful scar in the rock which looks for all the world like a silver angel. So this song is called Silver Angel. I saw a silver angel in a thorn, a stone, rising up to heaven, all alone when summer was saying goodbye. She rose up from a big rock slide, autumn was painting the countryside to welcome her to her new home. Now she watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide, opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. The spirit of the mountain shines so bright, dancing like a flame in the full moonlight, high above my humble home. Every single day I raise my eyes, see the silver angel take to the sky. She's telling me we're not alone. Now she watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. Now she watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. Oh, I saw a silver angel in a thorn of stone, rising up to heaven to take me home. She's telling me we're not alone. She's telling me we are not alone. We are not alone. I saw a silver angel in a thorn of stone.
We're here today raising our vibrations, raising the vibrations. We're here today raising the vibrations because we need to. We doesn't mean you and me. The we I'm talking about is the people we're walking around. It's the collective that needs to raise our perspective. I get it. Things are messed up. The earth has taken a breath, but its inhabitants have been suffering. The pain that can't be cured with the buffering. It's deeper than that. It's like the bass that makes the speakers just crack. We can't quite see it, but we're following the fear we've been sold, so we believe it. And that's just it. We believed. It doesn't matter whether or not we've been deceived. The point is we believed, and now it's time to take our power back. It's time to take our days, take our hours back. Believe that there's room for the sweet, delete the sour patch. Let's swim. Let's swim in the silver linings. Let's get out of our box, get back to in-room dining. Let the doubts skip like some rocks. I'm hip like I'm hot, but the shit's gotta stop. But it starts with us. It starts with us. We have the power to believe in a new vibration, one that's higher. One that's higher, not answering to liars. They said the situation was dire, but read the facts, open your mind. Here are the pliers. Let's feel, let's feel, let's feel the vibration. It'll uplift the rottenness. It'll shift our consciousness. And that's why we're here today, letting our songs be alive as we raise the vibration.
Wow, what a way to start the celebration of the International Day of Peace. From the beautiful music of Duende Duette and the powerful message from Jay Walker. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Golgoon, founder, president, and CEO for World Music Development. And I'm here to welcome everyone from around the world today who is joining us online to celebrate this very special day with us through music. I wish I could have you guys here with me in person to celebrate this awesome day in person. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, here we are, and we're doing this all online. So what is this festival all about? Not only we're here to celebrate this very special day of peace, but we're also here providing free educational opportunities for musicians all around the world who have been affected by the pandemic to help them in navigating the current and future landscape of the music industry. So hopefully we can set them up for success. Plus, you'll see me throughout the day conducting interviews with some very special nonprofit organizations that we believe their everyday work contributes to peace in our communities. And I'll ask you to join me in supporting these organizations by making a donation to them. You'll notice something very special about these nonprofit organizations, that many of these nonprofits are either founded or co-founded by either performing artists, speakers, or camp instructors at Dulcetterra. We are providing this free educational opportunity for 1,000 people who can register and get into the conference. The conference is starting in about half an hour, guys, so there are still a few spots available. And if you're interested in participating and listening in those conversations, please go register right now at dulcetterra.com/register. And it is free to register and participate. These videos of the conferences will be available after the conference. However, it will only be available on our brand new online membership platform that we are launching with World Music Development. And you can get a membership. It's $30 a year for artists, $50 a year for an individual, and $80 a year for a family of 4. And you will have access to all of these wonderful educational material, and we will continue to put more webinars out there. And as part of your membership, you'll have access to these educational material, plus discounts for any future events that we do, and programming that we're looking at offering in the near future. All of this great programming is only possible by the support of generous donors like you and our wonderful sponsors. So I ask you, if you believe in the power of music, that music can be a catalyst in creating change to improve and enhance our communities, please go to our website today at www.worldmusicdevelopment.org and make a donation. We really appreciate your support. Also, become a member today so you can receive all of this educational material free of charge by logging into your members account, and receive discount and other member perks for any of our future events and programming. I hope you all enjoy the wonderful programming we've put together for you today, and I will see you all throughout the day. Hi, everyone.
I'm Sam Golgun, founder, president, and CEO for World Music Development. I'm here with my good friend, Leon Joseph Littlebird, the co-founder and vice president for Summit Musicians Relief Fund. Hi, Leon. How are you?
Good, Sam. Great to see you this morning, and thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. Man, wow, what a beautiful performance you and Lisa just did. And I just got tingles after listening to you guys. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. I couldn't think of a better way for us to kick off the celebration of the International Day of Peace, other than the music of, the beautiful music that you and Lisa provided. Thank you so much for that.
Well, you're so welcome. We really enjoyed doing it, and we really want to thank Dewey Paul Moffat, too, for recording it for us. And, he does such a great job. So it was a pleasure, and we are just thrilled to be part of Dulcetterra, and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. So, Leon, why don't you tell me a little bit about the history of Summit Musicians Relief Fund and what the vision and the mission of the organization is?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. The acronym for Summit Musicians Relief Fund is SMRF. So if you hear me referring to Smurf, it's not little blue people. It's actually the 501c3 nonprofit that we formed. And Smurf came out of an actual need for funds for our friend Arnie J. Green originally, who it's really interesting. Arnie and I were good friends. We did a lot of gigs together. We'd known each other for 25 years. And we both had the same rare form of leukemia, which was really strange because we certainly got it at different times, and from different ways. But Arnie was really, really sick. And at the time, the gigs had kind of dried up for him. And he was living in his van, and we just couldn't help him enough, right? And so we did a lot of benefits. Unfortunately, Arnie did pass from the severity of his leukemia. But then it was my turn, and the community once again came together in silent auctions, benefit concerts. The musicians in this community are amazing. And really, I was fortunate because I survived and am super healthy again. But it was the love and the support of this community that started Smurf, really. It was at a benefit that they were doing for me when the musicians got together and said, why are we waiting till someone gets sick to help them out? And, classically, musicians like myself who make 100% of their living from performing don't really have health insurance. So if something catastrophic happens, there's just no money. I lost a year's worth of income when I was so sick, and spent 21 days in the hospital, and the bills were enormous. So the origin of Smurf was an organic process, and the community coming together to help Arnie and to help me, and then we all got together and said, hey, listen, let's do something proactive. So Steve Plummer actually took the bull by the horns and got an attorney and made us a 501c3 nonprofit. And then we formed the board of directors, which is Dewey Paul Moffat, who really started those first benefits for Arnie. And then Steve and myself and Tom Fricke and Tammy Berkey and Bruce Butler are on the board. And now we've really got, we're going into our 4th year. And we've been able to help a lot of musicians. So really cool.
Great. Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting and knowing most of your board of directors. Some of them I know better than others. And you definitely have a fantastic group of people that truly care. And thank you for what you guys do for the musicians in the Summit County community and surrounding areas. It's definitely a much needed service and organization for musicians around this area. So Leon, tell me a little bit about some past programming. What have you guys done when you started out Smurf? What did you guys do for fundraising, and what kind of programs did you create for musicians?
Well, in the very beginning, it was an organic thing, like I said before. So we said, well, what have we done in the past to raise money when someone's sick? Well, that was benefit concerts and silent auctions. So that's how we started off. The towns here in Summit County have been great. The Silverthorne Pavilion, the Dillon Amphitheater. You know, we've been able to get these big venues, and they've donated the time and space to let us do concerts there. So that's how we started raising money initially. And then it's been donations. Online donations have been great. A lot of times when we're performing, I've done this, oh God, at least a half a dozen times where I donate all the tips I make that day to Smurf. And we have a lot of other musicians who do that from time to time. And, you know, the tips are like 5 times what they would normally be when you do that. It's amazing. The generosity of people, and they know it's for a nonprofit and to help people. And so we have just been spreading the word grassroots like that. And that's really how we've done it, is through creating events and asking for donations.
All right, wonderful. Well, Leon, you know, all organizations, everybody's life has been affected by the COVID pandemic. And I'm sure that's had effects on Summit Musicians Relief Fund as well. Could you tell our audience how your organization has been affected by this pandemic and what you guys are doing to deal with it?
Well, yeah, certainly. You know, all of us musicians, all of a sudden in the course of a couple days, we lost 100% of our income. And we had our big annual fundraisers all ready to go, and they got canceled. So Smurf was looking at, oh my gosh, here we go. Our entire schedule got wiped out. And, you know, what we were really good at is getting 400 or 500 people to come to these events, and that's what we can't do. So I really thought long and hard about what can we do. And then also, we're here to help musicians. So it was, well, what do we do? Do we give every musician in the 5 counties $100? That's not going to help. That's not going to do much, you know. And then and what if one of them gets sick? What if one of them actually gets COVID? You know. And so there was we spent a lot of time trying to be creative and innovative and think of how we can help. And here's the idea we came up with. It was called Smurf Cares Concert Series. And what we did. We used the Goat in Keystone, which is a nightclub that Dewey manages, and it was closed, obviously. So we set it up on the Arnie J. Green stage, and we did a studio session. So it was a paid gig for musicians to come and play original music. So one of the parameters was you had to have an hour of original music. And we recorded with a 4-camera production a studio session of you playing your music, and it was a paid gig, and then you got the video to promote your music on top of it so you could do online concerts. And we did that for 16 musicians. It turned out to be 8 full concert sessions, but we were able to pay 16 local musicians to do that, and then promote their original music, to give them something that they could put online, ways to continue to raise money. And really proud of it. It came out beautifully. And Dewey Paul Moffat did the production. I was the executive producer, and so I had my own chair with my name on it, which Dewey made with a felt marker. And then I did interviews with, much like you're interviewing me today, with the musicians, and so we got to know the musicians better too, and the inspirations for their music and how COVID had affected them, and so it really turned out to be something cool. And it's on our Smurf website. You can access those videos. Yeah,
I've seen some of those videos, and they are just outstanding. The production is beautiful. What Dewey has done on those. And like you said, I want our audience to know they can go to your website to see these videos. But man, what a awesome idea. And what you guys did, not only you created a paid gig for musicians during the time that there are no paid gigs really. On top of it, you provided them with a full professional video production that they can use for promotional purposes, free of charge. Usually things like that cost artists hundreds to thousands of dollars. So not only it didn't cost them that, on top of it, they got paid. Wow. I hope people out there, our audience, is taking a note of what you guys are doing. And I hope that our audience will support you guys to continue this fantastic work that you're doing. And speaking of that support, can you tell me, if our audience today wants to support you, how can they support and donate to Summit Musicians Relief Fund?
It's real easy, and we would love to have any donations we can get. Our website address is the SMRF, the Smurf.org. So it's pretty easy. Just leave. We always say we can't be Smurf without you, but there's no you in Smurf. It's just SMRF. So thesmurf.org. And then there's a beautiful little donate button in the lower right-hand corner when you go there, and it gives our history, talks about Arnie, and it's kind of a cool website to see. But you can also see the Smurf Cares concert series videos on there and see some really talented performers. And you know, one thing I do want to also let the audience know is that it's Summit Musicians Relief Fund, but we consider that all of the counties that border Summit County are also included. So we're not exclusively, we're Eagle and Grand County and Lake County and Clear Creek. And I think that's important to know. Is, you know, we've really got 5 counties involved in this.
Yep. I got to mention, since you do Park County as well. I know
we do Park County, absolutely. Yeah. We know people over there that are mayors and stuff. So,
I don't know who those people are. I try to stay away from them.
Even know drummers from Park County. So, but one of the things that helped the Smurf Cares concert series was, once again, the town of Dillon donated a bunch of money. You know, we had local businesses, Angry James and Affordable Music and people like that, donate money. And we actually didn't even ask. We just told them what we were doing, and they said, how can we help? And that's the beauty of Smurf. You know, our motto is something that I have said for years, because I was born and raised here, is that we take care of our own. And I'm living proof that this community can come together and save somebody's life. I always say it was the love and energy and prayers of all the people in this community that saved me. You know, so, because they only gave me a month to live 5 years ago. So, and now I'm healthy as a horse. So it's a beautiful thing in action, and Smurf is the real deal. And another thing that happened during this pandemic is one of our local musicians, young guy, had a heart attack. Was out on a hike, started feeling bad. Fortunately, he got back to his car. Friends drove him to the hospital. He had had a pretty massive heart attack. Young guy, so unexpected. And so, you know, we contacted him right away. How can we help? And when it came all down to the end, when he didn't have enough to pay the end of the hospital bills, Smurf paid it for him. And one of the things that we've done, that continue to do, is when a musician, our mutual friend Kevin Danzig, he had pneumonia the last winter, right? And we were able to pay him for the gigs he missed. Now, how cool is that, right? Yes. There he was home recuperating, feeling like, oh man, how am I going to make rent? Because I'm missing all these gigs. And I went to his house with a mask on before COVID because I knew how sick he was, and handed him a check. So that's Smurf. And you know, it's just such an honor to be part of something that's real, that helps people in a real way.
Wonderful. Well, Leon, I'm so glad that you're still here with us today. There is a reason for it. And I think we see the reason. It is this beautiful work that you and your team are doing with Summit Musicians Relief Fund. And thank you again. Well, Leon, we're ready to wrap this interview up. And I just wanted to see if there was anything else that you wanted to leave us with today.
Well, speaking of doing something really important, Dulcetterra is doing it with this program that you're putting on. And I hope that everyone that's watching will realize how important it is that music is healing. And we certainly try and think of that. When the doctors gave me that grim news all those years ago, I knew 2 things. And I knew that I hadn't written the best music of my life, and that the music that I was performing hadn't done all the work it was meant to do. And music is a gift, and it's something that we love to share, and music is healing.
It sure is. Thank you again for your time, Leon, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Sam. Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Golgoon, founder and president CEO for World Music Development. I'm here today with my friend Chris K. Hi, Chris. How are you?
What's up, my friend? It's good to see you again this week.
Yeah, it's great to see you. You know, we're finally getting this technology figured out. I wanted to let our audience know Chris is with the organization Rocky Mountain Music Relief. And Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about Rocky Mountain Music Relief and about a little bit of work that you guys have done?
We started this I want to say about 3 years ago now. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. We started this about 3 years ago during the Houston flooding, just as a way to help out some of our friends in Austin, Houston, Louisiana, and so forth, maybe just to raise a little money to get them through hard times. And then when COVID hit here in this past year, we kind of reunited. I've got a wonderful board of directors. We reunited and said, okay, what can we do locally? What can we do to help out some of our music industry people here in Colorado? So we've been raising money for the last several months to hopefully be able to, share a little bit of it, share all of it. Actually, we'd like to get rid of all of the money we have in our bank account with folks who are maybe food insecure, or maybe you just need a gas tank to get from one place to another, whatever it might be. So that's kind of what we've been working on here this year, Sam.
Wonderful. Well, Chris, you mentioned the COVID pandemic. It's definitely affected many of us, many different industries. It's affected the music industry and the entertainment industry tremendously. Tell me, what is your perception of how musicians are doing right now, and what do you think their main needs are in the music community right now?
It depends at what level you're playing at. It really does. I have several friends who kind of stay really, really local. They're not playing as many places as they were a year ago, but they're still out playing. Over 99.5% of musicians are hobbyists. They're not doing this on a full-time basis. Those who are some of your biggest names in the industry today. I can only speak to what's going on here in Colorado because, as you know, my entire career the past 20 years has been focused exclusively on our state and helping to elevate what we've got going on. So most of the people who are, for instance, unemployed in the music industry here in Colorado are on the technical side of the table. Sound people, stage hands, folks like that, lighting directors, sound people at venues around our state. Most of the musicians we interact with are doing this part-time, maybe a couple of times a month throughout the course of the year. And then, of course, you've got your recording studios. But I've got to tell you, I've seen more recorded music come out this year than I think I've seen in the last decade. People are really, really hunkering down and recording great music this year. So I would say that what a lot of folks on the venue side need, venue operators obviously need funding. That's critical. And then all of the things that go down line from there, down to the local musicians who, as I said, are really over 99.5% are doing weekend kind of shows.
All right. Yeah, so you mentioned funding, and this is a great segue for my next question. And I want to know, how is Rocky Mountain Music Relief distributing funds right now to help out musicians, and how can musicians apply?
If you go to the website, rockymountainmusicrelief.org, there's links in there for an application for funding. That's the best way, or simply to email us at rockymountainmusicrelief@gmail.com. That's another great way. Just get hold of us one way or another, either by messaging us on our Facebook page, or through our website, or through email. Either of those works.
That's all right. Great. So we'll make sure that the website that our audience is seeing right here on the screen. So go to rockymountainmusicrelief.org to find out more information.
Now, Chris, you've been in the music industry for a long time. You have been on air on the radio for 40 plus years. What do you think the future of the music industry is, and how do you think the industry is going to be post-pandemic?
Hey, if I had the answer to that, I wouldn't be in the hole for six figures this year. I would be sitting on top someplace out in New York or LA prognosticating these things. Nobody knows. Honestly, I don't care who you talk to. I mean, a good friend of mine, Chris Daniels, and I talked about that this morning, actually. Um, you know, God bless him. Chuck Morris, I'm sure, is happy to be out of the concert business today. He's starting a new educational program, so nobody knows. Post-pandemic, I think for the short term, let's say for the next year, next 12 to 18 months, I still think we're going to see a somewhat limited, truncated industry in a lot of respects. I have talked to people in the transportation sector who tell me that they don't expect to see 10, 15, 20 truck tours. Those are your superstar tours, your Beyoncés, your Kanyes, those people who are playing stadiums and big festivals and arenas. I'm not sure that we'll see that next year. It's possible for 2021, maybe for next summer, but reading the tea leaves, oh boy. At the local level, money's going to be an issue. Most of our local events, most of our municipal events, like what you would put on in Alma, for instance, or what I put on in Dacono or Wellington, the big issue we're grappling with is where is our money going to come from? Because our sales tax revenues are typically what helps to support those shows, as well as small business sponsorships. Businesses, ponying up a couple of thousand to over $20,000, depending on the size of the business, to put on these events. That's going to be problematic, I think, next year. I think businesses are so hurt this year that they're going to be very, very reluctant and maybe unable to make those kinds of contributions in 2021.
Yeah, like you said, nobody knows, and the information that comes out is on a daily basis. So we're kind of adapting and rolling with the punches basically on a daily basis.
Yep.
So, Chris, let me ask you this. Obviously, we want our audience to help Rocky Mountain Music Relief. So you guys have the funding and you can continue the awesome work that you guys are doing. So if our audience wanted to support Rocky Mountain Music Relief and wanted to make a donation to you, how would they do that?
Go to our website. It's all sitting right there on the front page. We've got we designed some really, really wonderful face masks. I don't think I have one sitting on my desk anywhere. See, I don't think I have one in my pocket either. We designed some really nice face masks that I'm modeling on our website. Let's go to our website. Yeah. It's all there for you to do and check out.
I will actually take that picture of you that you're modeling it, and I will include it in this video that people will see right now of the mask that we are talking about. For $15, that will all go to all the work that you guys are doing to support the musicians in the Colorado community. Well, Chris, is there anything else that you'd like to leave us with today?
No, but I want to thank you. I've known you for a hell of a long time now, and you've always been right up front about supporting what's going on here in Colorado. So thank you so much for all of your efforts, going all the way back to the South Park Music Festival days. So Thank you very, very much for everything you've done, Sam. It really means a lot to me.
That means a lot to me, Chris. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time, and have a wonderful day.
You too, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.